Speaking of which, hello everybody. I'm here to review a thing, and as we all know, this is the only Gadget-Prawn that happens every week. There's a new Android phone on the block, and the rumor is it's not too shabby.
The newest Android phone is finally here, and T-Mobile has outdone themselves yet again with the MyTouch 3G. Designed by HTC, its 3.2-inch touchscreen and sleek form factor are just the beginning. Search Google with one tap or your voice, browse the web on Wi-Fi or 3G, and snap photos with its 3.2-megapixel camera. It also comes with a 4-gig micro SD card, so start Googling for $200 with a contract.
I just want to say I am baffled by a creature with a phone face that also has the same phone hair as like tiny dreadlocks, and then taking pictures of robots.
But important to note, robots in abandoned office buildings truly love this device.
They really
sit
do.
there and play with it all day. So
that's like humans taking pictures of themselves with phones made of people. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Which we would probably give a 5 out of 5, though,
Without a doubt.
if we could.
But this is the G2.
This is it. Obviously, a huge improvement in design over the first Android phone, the G1.
Right.
It doesn't need to make room for a slide-out keyboard, which is nice. Weighs less than most any cell phone we've seen. And it's about as thick as the G1, but not as bulky or awkward.
Yep.
Same size touchscreen as the G1, 3.2 inches. But is that going to be large enough to type accurately now that we have to rely on the virtual keyboard? I mean, that's solely what we're using.
It's actually not that bad. I don't have hulking hands. I make up for it in other areas.
Hello.
I was not talking about my wiener. All right.
Giant knees.
But I do want to say, you know, what is kind of confusing to people is that the G2 has been rumored for a long time. It's known by several different names. Originally, it was the Magic at CTIA. And it's also the G2. It's also called the MyTouch with Google. So, but they're all the same thing. Basically, as far as the keyboard, they integrated a landscape mode for messaging. Also, predictive text works pretty well. It is definitely no worse than the iPhone's virtual keyboard. I will say that.
That's good.
It's great. So you can see it right there.
Well, the touchscreen, obviously, it's similar to the G1. Did they make improvements, though? Did we finally get, like, I'm always frustrated at the lack of multi-touch.
There's no multi-touch. There's no pinching or zooming or any kind of finger antics you want to do on your phone. We all like dragging and dropping the icons, of course, which is so the great about this phone is that it feels like the desktop of a computer. You pull up from the ribbon of the menu, and then you can just drag stuff and move it around. So it's really intuitive, and it feels like a computer that way. Always been an Android advantage. Scrolling is a little on the jerky side. I think that could have used some refining. It's a little laggy, and it doesn't feel fluid. But overall, the Android interface is getting better and better, and this touchscreen is one of the best. I mean, you know, we review touchscreens all the time, and
absolutely.
some of them feel plasticky, and it feels like your finger's going to mash through them like it's some kind of play school toy, but this one's actually not that bad.
Yeah, it's a very, very great blend.
Yeah.
But now that Android's had about 9 months to get their apps and their features together, tell me the experience is better than we first saw. I mean, it has to be.
For the most part, it is. The Android market has over 6,300 apps to choose from, so it's easier to find.
And I love that their app store is it's open. I mean, there's no Apple hand clamping down on what apps can be on there.
No, because you will find Google Talk on there, but then you also find other IM clients like AIM. And, basically, they just keep it open. It feels open source. That part is great, and we love that spirit. And I think that's how they can really go after Apple is remembering that that's how their user base likes stuff. Browsing is a little slow when you're online. Still a better browser than most phones, though. As far as the camera, 3.2 megapixels. It also takes video, but it only does it okay. It's not amazing, and there's no flash. Google, as we said, they included a lot of their own apps, but then kept it open as well. Gmail integration is great. Also added Exchange support, email support as well, and micro SD with a 4-gig slot. But that's expandable. Totally expandable. You're not stuck to that. Here's my main problem with this phone. This was baffling to me. I don't know why you would do this in 2009. Weird proprietary headphone jack. It's this tiny little USB thing at the bottom.
So you got to get an adapter or something to use the
earbuds
or the headphones that you want.
I don't know why proprietary headphones. We came out on when Apple did that with the Shuffle.
Even with the first iPhone, when you need to have that stupid little
super
nub.
tiny pin. No more proprietary headsets. It's 2009. Just make everything an 1/8-inch stereo jack, and then we can share everything. That's not open source thinking to me, but maybe they were trying to save space. I don't know.
Well, all right, maybe they're trying to get an extra $15 out of you when you buy the adapter.
Or that too.
But they're getting $200 out of you with a contract.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable. Of course, at that price, you have to compare it against the iPhones and BlackBerries and other smartphones in the world. So What do we think? Is it worth it?
Absolutely. If you're on T-Mobile, I don't know why you would get another phone. I mean, you know, this is when you look at the iPhone and the Pre and the MyTouch. They're definitely the future of mobile devices, and I think this is where phones should start from.
Right. This is now the new benchmark.
This is the new
standard.
benchmark. Absolutely. So last time we gave the G1. We rated it two ways. We rated the hardware at 87 because we thought it was a little clunky, and we gave the Android OS a 95.
Wait, those numbers make zero sense to me, Chris. I need a scale with something like seals.
We had to we had to shrink it down for people, so we dropped it from 100 to 5.
So what are we giving this bad boy?
We're giving this one 4 out of 5.
Ah, all right.
You can really tell this is the second generation. If you look at the G1 next to the G2, you see the significant improvements. Very few drawbacks. We highly approve. Great job, you guys.
I think that's really telling that you're basically saying if you're on T-Mobile, this is the phone to get.
This is the phone you're going to want to have.
Phone.
Yeah,
I mean, that
fantastic.
To me is,
and it's only going to get better. I think in the long run, this will really, really take a bite out of Apple.
Awesome.
All right.
Taking a
I
bite.
didn't even mean
Whoa!
that.
Even their core.
I live comedy and puns. That's how I do it.
What are you going to do?
On the Web Soup program.
Chris Hardwick, everybody. That's it for Gadget Prawn. Remember, for even more of the latest news on computers, games,
there you are,
and tech, check out g4tv.com/thefeed. Can we please go over to Olivia now?